There you go.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. My name's Leah, and this is my mom Jan and our friend Rachel. And we live in Jacksonville, Florida, and we just wanted to share what we are so excited about. A year and a half ago, I'll start with my story first. A year and a half ago, I was looking for something, and I found this opportunity. Just to give you a little backstory, in 2013, I lost my husband suddenly. He passed away in his sleep, and I was left with all of the financial burden, and I was trying to make ends meet. I have a fabulous job. I love my job, my full-time job. I actually work, that's where I met Rachel. And I was looking for something that would give me an extra income, but I didn't have time to go get another job. So she told me about a soccer mom that she sits on the field with that makes $2,000 a month, and she works very part-time, and I'm like, okay, I want to do that, show me how. So we had a family meeting about it. Mom and I got together and the rest of our family, and we decided we were going to do this, and it has changed our life. And Mom, I'll let you tell your story.
Well, Leah approached me and asked me if I would jump on board with her. I didn't hesitate because anything for my kids. Little did I know when I jumped on board with her that Mark and I, not only did we feel better, but our finances improved, and it's allowed me now to make enough money to take a little break. I leave my full-time job that I also love and adore, but I'm leaving my full-time job at the end of the year to stay home, and it's giving me the opportunity to stay with the grandchildren, help out these kids, and also Mark and I are going to be able to do a little bit of traveling and relaxation. And all it is we've been sharing videos, and that's how easy it is. So this is our sweet friend Rachel Garcia, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, I want to add that I've known this family a really long time. We met at church, South Point Community. Love, love, love that church. And I'd gone from full-time to part-time. I worked with a doctor who got a fellowship in Texas. It was Ponte Vedra Dermatology, and he got a fellowship in Texas and closed his office down. And so 40 people were laid off over a 3-month period of time, and this was in 2009. I'm a PA. I've been practicing medicine for 17 years, and I was looking for a part-time thing. And I remember meeting Jan and saying, do you know anybody who's looking for part-time? My boys at the time were, gosh, about 1 and 4. And that was really my first relationship with Jan and Leah. And then, I guess maybe about 6 months later, Leah had an opening at her office, and she reached out to me with the office she works in. So that's now been about 8 years that I've been working with Leah. And I think one of the things that encouraged Leah to take a serious look at this was not only the amount of time that she's known me, but watching my life. Would you say that?
Mm-hmm. Watching you go from 4 days a week, every week, to now she comes in 1 half day a month, every other month, basically. So, which I hate because I don't get to see you that often at work, but we get to see each other doing this. But yeah, so she's gone from a full-time job to just working just to see a few patients every other month.
There's a lot of people who've joined me in this. I've been involved for 9 years, and my friend Mandy, who's been doing my hair for 10 years, it says the same thing. Like, I remember when Rachel could barely get in for a hair appointment, and now it's like, I can come in whenever, what's good for you? And so I think the validity that I've known this family for so long and love this family, that that speaks volumes. And so, maybe I haven't known your family that long.
Keep going.
So I'll just briefly share with you guys that I was introduced to this in 2008 by my brothers. I was working 12 hours a day seeing patients at Ponte Vedra Dermatology, so there's probably people on here who were some of my patients. And I was at the office by 7, didn't leave till 7. Anybody who's a PA or a healthcare provider, medicine's just changed drastically in the last 10 years. And I have a friend, PA Lori Spilker, who she finishes work and she's got 20 charts to finish. So when we're done at the end of the day, we're not really done. And again, I had 2 little boys. My husband's a contractor. When we got married 20 years ago, I thought being a contractor and having your own business was amazing. And it was amazing until 2008, and then it wasn't amazing. And we really went from a 2-income household to a 1-income household overnight. And I was looking for an additional stream of income. And you guys, I'm a PA. Anybody who works in a field, and Leah and Jan can attest to this, where patients or people, like maybe you're a hairdresser or an esthetician, massage therapist, people come every day, they bring us all kinds of things, right? Like leggings and jewelry and skincare, and I would smile and nod and take the flyer, and I'd walk out and throw the flyer in the trash because I didn't want to be one of those people. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I just had a negative connotation about someone coming to see me for an appointment for an exam of some sort to their PA and then trying to sell me something. So I just didn't like that. And my brothers asked me to look at this, and I was already looking at investing in car washes. I'd read all of Robert Kiyosaki's books on how to build an additional stream of income, and real estate was out of the question in '08. So I was looking at car washes and vending machines and laundromats, and none of them really excited me at all. And my brothers called me about this opportunity, and I got excited about it. My CPA got more excited about it than I did, but I got excited about it, and he encouraged me on the business side of it. I will honestly tell you, I didn't think it was a business. I had just invested $50,000 that year in a skincare retail store. Some of you might have been to it, Skin Solutions MD at the beach. And I had a location, I had employees, I sold top-of-the-line skincare products online. I had an e-commerce site. So when I finished patients, I had to let the employees go, and then I had to ship products out all over the country, and the overhead was $3,000 to $4,000 a month just to keep it going. And I thought, this is not a real business. It's too cheap. It can't be a real business. But it intrigued me. I was so intrigued with what the company offered to people that I said, I'm in. I wanted everything they offered. And I'm going to tell you guys, we don't sell products. And Jan, I think you've been involved in it. You've tried some different things over the years, right?
A couple of things, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And did you have success in?
None. Because you did have to have an inventory. You had to have parties at home. You had to send out invitations.
Time-consuming.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't want to do any of that stuff either. So I'll tell you, we don't sell anything. All we really do is share videos. That's all we do. Within days, we had tremendous health changes in our family. I know that you've heard both Leah and Jan talk about what health changes they've seen with Rylan and his ADHD and Jan with her anxiety. I'll just tell you my own story. My mind races at night. And I found out since then a lot of women struggle with this. I think it's because we're multitaskers and we're always juggling like a million plates, and we just take on more and more. So I'd go to sleep at night, mind racing. Maybe I get to sleep for a couple hours, wake up at 2, mind racing. And you know, that's just life. That's how I thought it was. And I just went on with it. Well, when I started sleeping through the night, life changed. I know your friend Debbie Watson started sleeping through the night. Same kind of similar story to me.
Too, yeah.
I had my 3-year-old at the time had such severe constipation issues. He had a bowel movement once a week, and he'd bleed and cry. We tried every natural thing there was. That resolved within days. My husband struggled with depression issues, resolved within about 3 weeks. That was marriage saving. That was marriage saving. I can't even talk about that enough. But I still didn't tell people about it, you guys, because I didn't want to be that person. And so I'll tell you the one thing that made me decide to start sharing this with people. I lost about 35 pounds in 3 months, and so people would ask me, like, oh my gosh, you've dropped, like, how did you lose all that weight? I wouldn't tell them because I didn't want to be that person. And it was when my nephew, who was diagnosed with severe autism in 2008, started speaking. He went from nonverbal to full-on conversations in about 3 months with this system, whole raw food, plant-based system that we have, that I said, I've got to share this with others. And that was when I had no time, you guys. I was in the office by 7. I didn't leave till 7. I had charts at the end of the day. I had a skincare store. I made 1 phone call a day, and I would send a video. I'd call my friend and I'd say, oh my gosh, have you heard of this? You've got to look at it. And I'd send a video. Can I call you on the way home? Because I believe that when someone looks at this, they know right away. They know right away. I say all the time, this is God's company. It's not my company. I'm just a messenger. We're just conduits to get the message out. And I believe that with all of my heart. And so we just get the message out. And when you see it, you know right away. And you might watch the message and go, yeah, it's not for me. Cool. Thank you so much for taking the time to look. We're cool with no's. We just don't want an ignorant no. Don't say no just because without looking at what we have. Like, at least educate yourself on what we have and then say no. And so I started sharing the video, made $150,000 over the next 18 months. In that same time period, you guys, I made $50,000 in my skincare store. So I had this kind of head-to-head comparison of 2 different businesses. One that I'd invested $50,000 in, one that I'd invested laughable amount in, and I realized which one was the real business. And in that time period, I'd seen about 800 people get off prescription medications. And I had half an hour a day. That was when I said, wow, this really works. What if I spend 2 to 3 hours a day on this? And started to spend 2 to 3 hours a day, part-time from my phone. And you guys, we've made over $1 million, my husband and I. We make more than twice. We're actually coming up on 3 times what I used to make working full-time as a PA. That was hard work. And I have helped tens of thousands of people get off prescription medications. I'm not saying that's going to happen for everyone, but we have a lot of stories of people it has happened for. And 2 of these ladies here can speak to that. So I will tell you the company we're working with is 9 years old. It's not brand new. It's not a bunch of hype. It didn't just start yesterday. Those companies don't usually make it 3 years. We've been around 9 years. One of our owners, investors, is Phil Knight, the founder of Nike. So that's pretty cool. That guy doesn't mess around and invest in things that aren't a big deal. And they've just offered us pre-IPO shares. In February of this year, they announced to us that they're planning to go public in the year 2020. And they put 200,000 pre-IPO shares on the table so that anybody who comes into our business, the same way that we came in, and just to get started, they get shares in the company. They get ownership in the company. And it's very exciting to see what's happening. Now, a year from now, when we talk to you about it, we won't be talking about shares because they won't be available anymore. But when we go public in the year 2020, anybody who got shares in the company, it's a big deal. So there's a lot of people looking at it right now going, you know what? How many people invest in stock and you get nothing back, right? Like, I'm going to go buy some Amazon stock, or I'm going to go buy some Coca-Cola stock, and you get nothing for that. Here, you get your health and you get shares in a company that can be a really big deal. And I'll tell you a quick story as we wrap up here. I was watching an interview the other day with Magic Johnson. He was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. You guys probably saw it. She asked him if he had any regrets from his early years, and he said, yes. When I graduated from college, all these shoe companies were coming after me, and this guy named Phil Knight said, I'm starting this company, Nike. I don't have cash to give you, but I'll give you shares in my company. And Magic Johnson said, I don't really know anything about that. I want cash. And he says to this day he can't even walk in a Nike store because it nauseates him how much money he missed out on that deal by saying no because he didn't know about shares. This is a big deal. So if you have any interest, maybe it's just in your future and your wealth. There are people in this company that are making checks of $10,000, $15,000, $75,000, $50,000 in 1 week, and they've been involved in a couple of months. A couple of months. It's not like in the beginning years when we didn't know what we were doing. We know how to get this out to the world very fast, and I'll say it again. All we do is share videos. So I hope that if you guys are interested and have some questions, let them send you the video. You'll know right away whether you're interested or not. And if you have questions, we'll answer your questions. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But we just wanted to get their story out so that you could hear really the story behind the story. Yeah, and why you guys got started with it. So anything else you want to add?
I'm looking forward to retirement age. Time. I am of the age. But we're just beginning, and we can financially do these things now because of this company.
And you earned a trip to the Keys, all expense paid already.
Yes.
What was your highest check so far?
$7,200 for 1 week.
Yeah.
And I got a $5,000 bonus, and we have over 300 shares in the company.
And people on your team are earning things.
I have one gal. Oh my gosh, I actually have 2 that have won trips, cruises that we're getting ready to take in February. I have my niece on board, my sister's on board. It's a family business. And
it's fun.
And it is
doesn't
fun.
feel like work.
Yes.
We love it so much.
We just love it, and we're doing a little bit of traveling together. And believe it or not, my husband's on board. You know, I got him on board.
Because anybody can share videos.
Yes.
Anybody can share videos. Your 9-year-old, your 10-year-old can share videos. And that's really how simple this is. So you guys know this family. You know they're not going to take time out to just, they're not, you know their hearts. They're not here just to, let's make money fast. Let's pull the wool over on people. Think about these 2 women and how you know them. They're here to help people. This is their family. That's what they're about, right? So anybody who goes into healthcare, that's what we do. We give our lives to help people in healthcare. Medicine's changed, though. I'll just tell you that medicine's changed. And so I found a way where I can really help people. And so they're taking time out this evening because they love you, they love their friends, and they want you to know what it is that they are involved in. And there's a reason they're screaming at you on Facebook and calling you and telling you, because they just want you to watch the video. They just want you to know the opportunity so that in 5 years you don't say, how come you didn't tell me about this? So now they've told you. You guys have a great Friday night, and if you want to watch the video, reach out.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.